Imagine a life where no insult pierces your calm, no setback derails your focus, and no criticism shakes your confidence. A life where you move through chaos with the steady grace of a ship cutting through turbulent seas. The world bombards you with distractions, opinions, failures, expectations, but you can rise above it all. True power isn't about dominating others or bending circumstances to your will. It's about mastering yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. In this guide, I'll teach you 10 principles to forge an unbreakable mindset. One that lets you navigate life's storms with clarity, strength, and unshakable presence. By embracing these practices, you'll stop being swayed by external noise and start commanding your destiny. Let's embark on this journey to reclaim your PowerPoint 1, the art of unshakable presence. Life is an unrelenting force, hurling challenges, opinions, and disruptions your way like waves crashing against a shore. Most people are swept away, reacting impulsively to every provocation, letting the tide dictate their mood. But what if you could stand like a lighthouse, rooted and radiant, unmoved by the storm's fury? This is an unshakable presence, a mindset that anchors your peace. Against the chaos of the world, picture a scenario. You're in a high-stakes meeting, and a colleague interrupts to undermine your proposal. The room tenses, eyes darting to you, anticipating a heated retort. Most would leap to defend themselves, their voices rising in frustration. But imagine this. Instead, you pause, meet their gaze with a faint smile, and respond calmly, redirecting the conversation back to your point. The critic falters, their confidence shaken by your composure. You've retained control not by arguing, but by choosing not to be rattled. This is the silent power of presence. It commands respect without a single shout. Unshakable presence rests on a fundamental truth. Your inner calm is your greatest asset. When you let external events, gossip, rejections, or provocations dictate your emotions, you're surrendering your strength to forces beyond your control. But when you train your mind to remain steady, you become a force that others can't unsettle. Think of history's most revered figures, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, who faced betrayal yet wrote of inner tranquility, or leaders like Angela Merkel, whose measured demeanor guided nations through crisis. Their power lay not in loud displays, but in their ability to remain composed, moving with purpose amid turmoil. To cultivate this mindset, start with observation. The next time you feel irritation bubbling, perhaps when someone cuts you off in traffic or a friend makes a careless remark, pause for 5 seconds. Take a deep breath and ask, does this moment deserve my peace? More often than not, it doesn't. This practice, repeated daily, builds a habit of restraint, fortifying your calm against life's petty irritations. Another powerful tool is visualization. Each morning, spend 2 minutes picturing yourself as that lighthouse, standing firm as waves crash around you. Picture yourself navigating a stressful day, a demanding boss, a missed deadline, a personal slight, without losing your composure. See yourself responding with clarity, your voice steady, your posture confident. The mind shapes reality, and by reinforcing this image, you program yourself for strength. You can also anchor your presence with physical cues. When tension rises, roll your shoulders back, plant your feet firmly, and breathe deeply. These small actions ground you, signaling to your brain that you're in control. Over time, these become second nature, ensuring you project calm even in chaos. Unshakable presence isn't about numbing your emotions. It's about mastering them. You feel the sting of criticism or the weight of failure, but you choose not to let them define your state of mind. When you move through life with this kind of calm, people take notice. They wonder why you're unfazed, why you don't crumble under pressure. Their curiosity becomes your influence. True power doesn't demand attention, it radiates it. Steady and unshaken. 2. The strength and strategic detachment. Emotions are a double-edged sword. They fuel passion, but can also cloud your judgment. When anger, fear, or sadness drive your actions, you become a passenger in your own life, reacting to the moment rather than steering it. Strategic detachment is the skill of stepping back, observing your emotions without letting them tether you. It's not about becoming robotic. It's about deciding when to engage and when to let go. Imagine you're scrolling through social media and stumble upon a harsh comment about your recent project. The instinct is to fire back, typing a heated justification to silence the critic. But what if you didn't? Picture reading the comment, acknowledging the sting, and moving on without typing a word. By refusing to react, you deny the critic power over your emotions. You remain in control, while they're left wondering why their jab didn't land. Detachment is like a pilot navigating turbulence during a flight. They feel the plane shakes, but don't panic. They assess, adjust, and keep flying. Life demands the same composure from you. When you detach, you create space to think clearly, to act with intention rather than impulse. This clarity is your edge, allowing you to respond strategically while others flounder in emotional chaos. To build this skill, try the 5-second pause. Pause. When faced with an emotional trigger, a sarcastic email, a missed opportunity, a personal slight, count to 5 before responding. In those seconds, ask yourself, will my reaction solve this? Does it align with my goals? This brief pause disrupts your instinctive impulses, giving you control over your actions. Another technique is emotional labeling. When you feel a strong emotion, say, frustration after a coworker's mistake, name it silently. This is frustration. Then ask, what caused this? Is it worth my energy? Labeling your emotions distances you from them, turning raw feelings into data points you can analyze. This habit transforms emotional reactions into deliberate responses. Reframing challenges also strengthens detachment. When something sparks anger, see it as a test of your discipline. For instance, if a family member criticizes your career choice, don't argue, view it as a chance to prove your composure. Picture yourself responding calmly, perhaps saying, I'd appreciate your perspective, but I'm confident in my path. Your restraint commands more respect than any heated defense. Detachment also extends to outcomes as well. You can't control whether a client signs a deal or a friend forgives a misunderstanding, but you can control your effort and attitude. By focusing on what's within your power, you free yourself from the anxiety of unpredictable results. This shift reduces stress and sharpens your focus. The strongest people aren't devoid of emotion. They're masters of it. They feel deeply but act wisely, channeling their energy into what matters. When you embrace strategic detachment, you become untouchable. You navigate life's storm's turbulence with a pilot's precision, turning every challenge into a chance to prove your strength. 3. The freedom of selective focus. We live in an age of overload where every notification, opinion, and expectation demands your attention. Society tells us you should care about everything your social media likes, your neighbor's gossip, your colleagues' approval. But true power lies in selective focus, choosing what deserves your energy and letting the rest fade into the background. Picture a life as a painter at their canvas. They don't splash colors haphazardly. They focus on the subject, letting the background blur into a soft backdrop. Life requires you the same artistry. When you try to care about everything, you dilute your focus energy, leaving nothing little for what truly counts, your goals, your peace, your growth. Selective focus is about painting your life with intention, prioritizing what aligns with your vision purpose. Consider a time when you fixated over a stranger's negative feedback. Maybe it was a critical comment on your blog post or a dismissive remark at a networking event. You replayed their words for days, letting them erode your confidence. Now imagine letting go the moment you heard it go. By refusing to dwell on it, you reclaim your mental space for what matters counts, refining your work, nurturing relationships, pursuing your dream's vision. This practice is the essence power of selective focus. It guards your energy, ensuring it fuels progress, not distraction. To master this mindset, start with an attention audit. Each evening, spend 5 minutes journaling about what consumed your thoughts during the day. Was it a coworker's snarky remark? A trending controversy on social media? A fleeting worry about finances? Then ask yourself, did this advance my purpose? If not, commit to releasing similar distractions tomorrow. This exercise trains you to spot energy drains and redirect your focus to what matters. Another practice is defining your core priorities. Write down 3 pillars of your life, perhaps your career, your health, and your family, and keep them visible. When faced with a situation, ask yourself, does this align with my pillars? If it doesn't, let it go. For example, if friend tries to pull you into office gossip, politely decline. I'm swamped with work right now. Let's catch up on something else. Your energy is a finite resource. Spend it wisely on what builds your future. Selective focus also means embracing discomfort. Letting go of trivial concerns feels unnatural at first. Society pushes us to react, to care, to conform. But that discomfort signals is growth. The first time you ignore a petty slight, you'll feel a twinge of unease, but also liberation. You'll also feel liberated. With practice, this freedom becomes second nature, addictive, empowering you to move through life unburdened by noise. You can also reinforce this mindset with a daily mantra. Each morning repeat, I choose what matters. I release what doesn't. This simple phrase primes your mind to filter out distractions, keeping your focus laser sharp. Over time, you'll notice a shift. Worries that once consumed you lose their grip, leaving you clearer, stronger, and more purposeful. When you master selective focus, you gain a rare kind of power advantage. While others are scattered, chasing every trend or slight, you move with clarity. While they seek validation, you seek progress. In a world obsessed with everything, the one who chooses what matters holds the true power. Point 4. The courage to stand alone. Seeking approval is a chain that shackles you to others' expectations, whims. It's a cycle trap of bending yourself to fit their molds, diluting your authenticity to gain acceptance. True courage lies in standing alone, knowing your worth without needing anyone's permission, walking your path unapologetically. Recall a moment when you held back out of fear of judgment. Maybe you stayed silent during a debate at work, worried about sounding foolish, or toned down your personality at a party to avoid standing out. Now imagine the opposite, speaking your truth, boldly owning your quirks without hesitation. The moment you stop craving approval, you unlock a confidence that radiates power. The most magnetic people don't chase inspiration, acceptance. They inspire, embody it. Think of trailblazers like Malala Yousafzai, who spoke out despite threats. Aftermath, or musicians like Prince, who defied norms with unapologetic flair. Their power magnetism came from trusting their own vision, not from public applause. When you validate yourself, you become untouchable, free from the need to please. To break free from approval seeking, start by auditing your influences. Write down 5 people whose opinions shape your choices, perhaps a mentor, a parent, a close friend, and ask, do their views align with my values? If not, their judgments hold no weight. When you catch yourself worrying about what others think, redirect your focus to your own standards. Did you act with integrity? Did you give your all? That's the true measure of your worth. Another powerful practice is self-validation. Society teaches us to wait for external praise, but you can rewrite that script. Each week, journal about 3 moments you're proud of finishing a tough task, facing a fear, or helping someone else. Reflect on why these matter to you, not to others. This builds a reservoir of self-worth that external opinions can't drain. Standing alone also means embracing solitude. Spend 10 minutes daily in quiet reflection, free from distractions like phones or noise. Ask yourself, who am I when no one's watching? This practice roots you in your own identity, making you less reliant on external feedback. Over time, you'll find confidence in your own voice, even when it stands alone. The paradox is that when you stop seeking approval, you earn more respect. People are drawn to your authenticity, your refusal to bend. They sense a strength that doesn't need validation, and it inspires them. The world will always have critics and conformists. Let them be. Your power lies in knowing your value, in forging your path without apology. When you stand alone, you don't just exist, you shine. 5. Turning criticism into fuel. Criticism is a universal truth reality, but it doesn't have to weigh you down, be a burden. Most people flinch at harsh words, letting them chip away at their confidence, self-esteem. The resilient, however, turn criticism into fuel, extracting lessons to grow while discarding what doesn't serve them. Imagine presenting a project to your team, only to hear a colleague tear it apart in front of everyone. The instinct is to take it personally, to doubt your competence. But what if you approached it like a gardener? You sift through their feedback, keeping the seeds that could help your work bloom, and tossing out the weeds that don't. By doing so, you transform a painful critique into a catalyst for improvement. Criticism comes in 2 flavors forms, constructive and destructive. Constructive feedback from mentors or peers with expertise is a gift. It highlights blind spots and sharpens your skills. Destructive criticism, often born of jealousy or misunderstanding, is noise meant to derail you. The key is to filter each with logic, not emotion. To practice this, adopt a 3-step filter. When criticism lands, pause and ask 3 questions. Is this from someone credible? Does it offer specific insights? Can I use it to improve? If your boss suggests clearer data visuals in your report, that's worth exploring. If a random commenter online calls your work amateur, dismiss it. They're projecting their own limits, not yours. Another strategy is reframing criticism. View it criticism as a sparring match, testing your resilience. Each critique is a punch. Can you take it without flinching? For instance, if a friend questions your ambition, don't argue. Instead, let their doubt fuel your action. Work harder, refine your goals, and let your progress silence them. You can also journal your criticism encounters. After receiving feedback, write down what was said, what's useful, what's irrelevant. This habit sharpens your ability to discern value from noise. Over time, you'll grow immune to baseless attacks, seeing them as fleeting distractions rather than threats. History's greatest visionaries faced torrents of criticism. Thomas Edison was called a dreamer. His inventions scoffed at, yet he lit up the world. Their secret? They didn't let detractors define them. They listened selectively, learned what they could, and pressed on. You can do the same, using every critique as a chance to refine your path. The next time criticism stings, pause for 10 seconds. Breathe, assess, and choose your response. Keep what helps you grow. Release what doesn't. With practice, you'll turn every judgment into a stepping stone. Building a legacy that no critic can touch. 6. Thriving under pressure. Pressure is life's crucible forge. It shapes you or shatters you. Some wilt under its heat, while others emerge stronger, tempered by the challenge. The secret to thriving under pressure isn't avoiding it, but preparing your mind to shine when it strikes. Picture yourself in a live debate. Your opponent lands a sharp point. The audience leans in, and the clock ticks down. Most would stammer, their thoughts scrambling in panic. But imagine you taking a breath, organizing your rebuttal, and delivering it with calm precision. Your composure not only wins the argument, but earns admiration from the room. This is the power of thriving. Under pressure, it reveals your strength when others falter. Pressure is inevitable, like a storm on the horizon. The strongest don't wish for clear skies, they train for the gale. Like a firefighter running drills, they prepare for chaos, assuring they can act decisively when it arrives. You can build this resilience by embracing pressure as a proving. Ground for your discipline. To start, reframe pressure as a challenge. Instead of dreading a tight deadline, see it as a game. Can I stay focused and deliver? When stress hits, pause and write down 3 actionable steps. For example, if a project is overdue, list outline tasks, delegate X, finish Y by noon. This shifts you from panic to purpose, giving you control. Mental rehearsal is another powerful tool. Before a high-pressure event, a pitch, a confrontation, spend 5 minutes visualizing success. Picture your steady tone, your clear thoughts, your confident posture. Imagine handling setbacks gracefully, like a missed question or a technical glitch. This preparation desensitizes you to stress, making the real moment feel familiar. Discipline underpins this mastery. Build micro habits to strengthen your mind. Meditate for 10 minutes daily. Tackle one task with full focus each morning, or exercise under time constraints. These small acts forge mental stamina, ensuring you don't crack when the stakes are high. You can also use physical anchors in tense moments. When stress rises, press your fingertips together or take 3 slow breaths. These physical cues signal control, grounding you in the present. With practice, they become instinctive, keeping you steady in any storm. The world admires those who shine in chaos. When others unravel, you'll stand out by staying composed, solving problems while they're still reeling. Pressure isn't your foe, it's your stage. Embrace it, and you'll prove you're built for greatness. 7. Releasing the need for control. Suffering often springs from our grip on the uncontrollable outcomes, opinions, circumstances. We cling to how life should unfold, believing we can orchestrate every detail. But true resilience lies in releasing this need, focusing only on what you can shape, your effort, your response, your mindset. Imagine planning a critical product. Launch, only for a key feature to fail at during the demo. You could fume, cursing the glitch, or you could acknowledge it calmly, pivot to the product's strengths, and promise a fix. The failure remains, but your reaction transforms it from a disaster into a display of adaptability. By letting go, you reclaim your peace. Life is like a symphony. You can't control the orchestra, but you can conduct your part with mastery. When you focus on your own performance, your actions, your attitude, you play beautifully, regardless of the missed notes around you. This release of control liberates you from the stress of forcing outcomes. To practice this mindset, start with a daily control audit. List one thing you're stressed about, then split it into 2 columns. What I can influence and what I cannot. You can't control a client's final decision, but you can refine your pitch. You can't control traffic, but you can leave early. Each day, focus on one actionable step within your power, letting the rest go. Gratitude helps shift your perspective. When frustration mounts, pause and ask yourself, what are 3 things I'm thankful for right now? Maybe it's your health, a supportive friend, or a lesson learned. This habit redirects your energy from what's wrong to what's possible. Easing your need to control. Another technique is surrender visualization. Spend 5 minutes each day imagining yourself releasing a worry picture. It is a balloon floating away. See yourself calm, trusting that what you cannot control will resolve itself or teach you something. This practice softens your grip fostering. Resilience. Releasing control doesn't mean passivity, it means efficiency. You stop battling the inevitable, saving energy for what you can shape. You become a conductor, not a dictator, moving with life's rhythm. When you let go, you don't just endure uncertainty, you dance with it. Unshaken by what lies beyond your reach. Point 8. The art of quiet confidence. In a world addicted to noise, quiet confidence is a rare and potent force. Most people speak to be seen, filling silence with chatter to prove their worth. But those who hold back, who wield words with precision, command a presence that silences rooms. Imagine a heated team meeting where ideas clash and voices rise. Everyone's eager to dominate, but you listen, nodding thoughtfully. When you finally speak clear, concise, and on point, the room stills. Your restraint signals authority, making your words resonate. This is quiet confidence. It doesn't shout, it captivates. Quiet confidence is like a deep current, unseen but powerful. While others splash on the surface, you move with depth, drawing attention through substance, not volume. It's the difference between a peacock's display and a wolf's steady gaze. When you speak less, your words carry weight, and people lean in to hear them. To cultivate this, practice conversational restraint. Before speaking, ask yourself, does this add value? Is it necessary? If not, stay silent. Let others fill the space, revealing their motives while you gather insights. This habit sharpens your presence and positions you as someone who speaks with purpose. Embracing pauses is another powerful tool. In a tense exchange, don't rush to respond. Let silence linger for 3 seconds. This creates tension, prompting others to reconsider while you remain composed. Picture a colleague challenging your idea. Pause, then say, I see your point. Here's why I think this works. Your pause amplifies your authority. Quiet confidence isn't just verbal, it's in your demeanor. Stand tall, maintain steady eye contact, move deliberately. Picture yourself entering a room. Take a breath, square your shoulders, and walk with purpose. Practice this daily to reinforce your presence without needing words. You can anchor this mindset with a daily reflection. Each evening ask, when did I speak with intention today? When could I have said less? This builds awareness, ensuring your words align with your power. Over time, you'll become someone whose silence speaks as loudly as their voice. In a world screaming for attention, quiet confidence stands out. People are drawn to your certainty, wondering why you don't need to clamor for respect. There, curiosity becomes your influence. Master the art of quietness, and you'll command every space you enter. Point 9. Forging a resilient mind. Your mind is your fortress, but it's also a battlefield where doubts, fears, and distractions wage war. The strongest people don't avoid these threats, they conquer them, forging a resilient mind that stands firm against any assault. This resilience is your greatest weapon, built through daily battles to control your thoughts. Recall a time when self-doubt paralyzed you, maybe after a public mistake or a rejected idea. You replayed the failure, letting it define your worth. But imagine a different response. You acknowledge the misstep, extract its lesson, and move forward. Like a blacksmith hammering steel, you turn setbacks into strength, each blow refining your resolve. Resilience isn't about never feeling fear. It's about refusing to let it rule you. It's the discipline to act despite uncertainty, to push through discomfort. Like an oak weathering storms, a resilient mind bends but never breaks, growing stronger with each challenge. To forge this, start with mindfulness. Each morning, spend 10 minutes meditating, focusing on your breath. When thoughts intrude worries, regrets, observe them without judgment, then return to your breath. This trains your mind to stay present, disarming distractions that erode your focus. Another, Practice is journaling challenges. Each evening, write about one obstacle you faced, perhaps a tough conversation or a missed goal. Note how you responded and what you learned. Did you stay calm? Could you improve? This reflection turns experiences into building blocks, strengthening your mental framework. Discipline is the forge's fire. Commit to daily micro-habits. Read 10 pages of a book, exercise for 15 minutes, or tackle one task with full focus. These small acts build mental stamina, preparing you for larger trials. When you consistently choose discipline over ease, you reshape your mind into an unbreakable fortress. You can also reframe setbacks. When a failure stings, ask, "What's this teaching me? How can I grow?" For example, if a promotion passes, you buy "Don't dwell" list skills to develop for the next opportunity. This mindset turns pain into progress, ensuring no setback defines you. The world will test your mind, daily critics, crises, doubts, but a resilient mind doesn't flinch. It stands tall, rooted in discipline and clarity. When you forge this strength, you become unstoppable, navigating life's battles with a calm that others can only admire. 10. The mastery of invisible progress. Greatness is often born in shadows, away from applause. While others trumpet their plans, craving validation before they've begun, the strongest work in silence, letting their achievements speak for themselves. This is the mastery of invisible progress, building success without needing to broadcast it. Imagine launching a side hustle. The urge is to post every step your logo, your first sale-seeking likes to fuel your drive. But what if you kept it private, pouring your energy into perfecting your craft? When you finally reveal your work, it's polished, undeniable, and awe-inspiring. Your silence amplified your impact. Invisible progress is about substance over show. It's the entrepreneur coding late nights, unseen, or the artist sketching drafts no one sees. They don't need cheers to persevere, their purpose drives them. Like a river carving a canyon, their work shapes the world quietly. Its power revealed in time. To master this, resist premature sharing. Write your goals in a private journal, then break them into daily tasks. Each day, take one step, learn a skill, refine a product, solve a problem without fanfare. These quiet efforts compound, creating momentum that outshines fleeting hype. Track your progress internally. Each week, journal 3 wins, no matter how small: finishing a chapter, mastering a technique, staying disciplined. These milestones are your fuel, not social media claps. Reflect. Am I closer to my vision? This keeps your focus on growth, not glory. Another tool is selective exposure. Share only when your work is ready or when feedback serves your purpose. For instance, test your product with a trusted circle before launching it wide. This shields your early efforts from doubt, letting you refine in peace. You can also embrace the grind solitude. Spend an hour daily on your craft, free from distractions. Ask, what am I building today? This ritual roots you in the process, making external validation feel secondary. The quiet satisfaction of progress becomes your addiction. The world loves loud promises, but it respects silent results. When you work invisibly, you dodge scrutiny and build in freedom. Your success, when it emerges, doesn't need hype, it demands awe. While others chase attention, you chase mastery. And when your work shines, it eclipses all.